Today, I'm going to show you that inside your head, there's a natural pharmacy more powerful than any laboratory in the world. Your brain produces chemical substances that can make you happier than chocolate, more focused than caffeine, and more motivated than any motivational coach. Most people live as hostages to their own mood, their own motivation, their own ability to focus. They wake up tired, spend the day procrastinating, feel anxious without knowing why. But what if I told you that you have much more control over this than you imagine? Neuroscience has already mapped the main chemical buttons in your brain: dopamine, serotonin, noradrenaline, GABA, and performance hormones. And today you're going to discover exactly how to activate them consciously. In the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you practical, science-based hacks to transform your brain into a high-performance machine. Get ready to discover the secrets of your internal pharmacy. Now tell me something. Have you ever had those days when you wake up and simply know you're going to conquer the world? And other days when you can't even get out of bed? The difference isn't in your willpower, it's in your brain chemistry. And that's exactly what we're going to break down now. Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this will completely change how you see your own mind. Inside your head, at this very moment, there are 4 neurotransmitters that are like the main instruments of an orchestra. When they play in harmony, you become a performance machine. When they're out of tune, well, you already know how that feels. The first conductor, dopamine, your conquest fuel. Let's start with the biggest myth in neuroscience. Everyone says dopamine is the pleasure hormone. Wrong. Stop for a second and think with me. Have you ever noticed that the anticipation of something good is often better than the thing itself? Dopamine isn't about the pleasure you feel. It's about the pleasure you're going to feel. It's the fuel of pursuit, anticipation, motivation to go after something. That's why you get addicted to checking your phone. It's not the notification that addicts you. It's the possibility of a notification. Now listen to this. When you set a goal and your dopamine fires, your brain literally remodels its neural connections to help you achieve that goal. It's like it says, okay, this is important. Let's reorganize everything here to make it happen. But here's the trick nobody tells you. You can hack your own dopamine. You know how? Celebrate small victories. Every task you complete, every small progress, every micro-achievement. Your brain doesn't distinguish between winning a Nobel Prize and finishing an important email. Dopamine is dopamine. Try this test with me now. Think of a task you've been putting off. Visualize yourself completing it. Did you feel that little tingle of motivation? That's dopamine being released just from anticipating success. The second conductor, serotonin, your emotional thermostat. Now let's talk about your internal well-being regulator. Serotonin is like the thermostat of your emotional house. When it's at adequate levels, you feel balanced, confident, satisfied. When it's low, that's where the danger lies. Pay attention to this mind-blowing fact. 90% of your serotonin is produced in your gut. That's right, in your intestine, not your brain. That's why the expression, gut decision, makes so much sense. Your gut literally influences your mood. Have you ever noticed how after a heavy meal you feel emotionally sluggish? Or how when your intestine is out of order, your head gets messed up too? It's not a coincidence. People with low serotonin have 3 classic signs: difficulty sleeping, irritability without apparent reason, and compulsions, especially for sweets and carbohydrates. Your body is literally trying to hack serotonin production through food. But here's the natural hack that works better than any medication: morning sunlight in your eyes, combined with moderate exercise. This combination is a natural serotonin factory. And it doesn't need to be an expensive gym. A 20-minute walk in the sun already activates the entire system. Want to feel this in practice? Tomorrow morning, as soon as you wake up, go outside and look at the horizon, not directly at the sun, for about 5 minutes. Then take a walk around the block. Notice how you feel different during the day. The third conductor, noradrenaline, your focus lens. Now let's talk about adrenaline's smarter brother. Noradrenaline is that substance that makes you alert and focused without making you anxious. It works like a mental magnifying lens. It narrows your focus and intensifies your attention. Have you ever been through those moments of controlled pressure where you suddenly become super focused? Like when you have a tight deadline and magically manage to do in 2 hours what would normally take all day? That's noradrenaline in action. The problem is that most people can only access this state under extreme stress. But what if I told you that you can activate this consciously? Here's a hack that works in less than 5 minutes. 4-7-8 breathing combined with cold water on your face. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat 4 times. Then splash very cold water on your face and neck. Done. You just activated your noradrenaline naturally. But be careful. Noradrenaline is like a sports car. Amazing for performance, but you can't keep the engine revved all the time. That's why the next neurotransmitter is so important. The fourth conductor, GABA, your tranquility brake. GABA is the neurotransmitter nobody talks about, but everyone desperately needs. It's literally the brake of your nervous system. While the other 3 accelerate you, GABA allows you to decelerate and recover. Think of it this way. If your mind were a car, dopamine would be the accelerator, noradrenaline would be the turbo, serotonin would be the emotional GPS, and GABA would be the brake. Now tell me, how would you drive a car without brakes? Modern life leaves us with chronic GABA deficiency. Constant stimuli, screens all the time, pressure, noise, all of this depletes our natural GABA. That's why you have difficulty turning off your mind at night. Here's the simplest and most powerful hack for GABA. 10 minutes of meditation. It can be just conscious breathing, combined with chamomile tea. This is a complete reset of your nervous system. But let me tell you a secret. You don't need to sit cross-legged and go, Meditation can simply be focusing on your breathing while showering, or paying attention to the sounds around you for a few minutes. The important thing is to give your mind a break, and it doesn't stop there. Besides the fast messengers, the neurotransmitters, there are also the long-term regulators, hormones. They're like the chief conductor of your chemical orchestra. Cortisol is the most misunderstood of all. Everyone says cortisol is bad, that it's the stress hormone. Wrong. Cortisol is your chemical bodyguard. In the right doses, it makes you more alert, improves your memory, and gives you energy to face challenges. The problem isn't having cortisol, it's having chronically elevated cortisol. It's the difference between a sprint and a marathon run at sprint speed. Your body can't handle it. Want to regulate your cortisol naturally? 2 simple things. Wake up and go to sleep at the same time every day and get 20 minutes of morning sun. Your cortisol has a natural rhythm, high in the morning to give you energy, low at night to let you relax. When you mess up this rhythm, you mess up everything. Now let's talk about testosterone. And no, it's not just for men. Women also produce testosterone, and it's crucial for both sexes. Testosterone is chemical confidence, determination, mental and physical strength. Signs of low testosterone: chronic procrastination, lack of assertiveness, low libido, difficulty making decisions. And no, you don't need expensive supplements. Weightlifting, quality sleep, and good fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil, are a natural testosterone factory. And lastly, growth hormone, your nighttime repairer. It repairs muscles, consolidates memories, regenerates brain cells. And here's the most powerful hack: 80% of it is released during deep sleep. 16.8 intermittent fasting combined with sleeping in a dark, cold room increases growth hormone production by up to 300%. It's literally like having a maintenance crew working on your brain while you sleep. Now listen to this. These neurotransmitters and hormones don't work in isolation. They form a complex chemical orchestra. When you exercise, you release endorphins, which increase dopamine, which improves mood, which optimizes serotonin. It's a positive domino effect. That's why complete protocols work better than isolated hacks. Morning, sunlight, cold water, movement. Afternoon, focused work with strategic breaks. evening, progressive relaxation, and sleep preparation. It's a chemical symphony orchestrated by you. Are you starting to realize the power you have in your hands? Your brain isn't an impossible mystery to decipher. It's an incredible machine waiting for you to learn its language. Remember the pharmacy I mentioned at the beginning? It's always been there inside you, waiting for you to learn its language. During these minutes together, you discovered that you don't need to be a hostage to your mood, your motivation, or your focus. You have the power to consciously influence your own brain chemistry. But here's the thing. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. And I don't want you to leave here just entertained. I want you to leave transformed. That's why I'm going to give you a specific challenge. Of all the hacks I taught today, 4 to 7, 8 breathing, morning sunlight, celebrating small victories, 10-minute meditation, 16.8 fasting, choose just one. That's right, just one. And apply it for the next 7 days. Why just one? Because your brain needs to create new neural circuits. And this happens through consistent repetition, not information overload. It's better to master one technique than to try 10 and fail to implement any of them. During these 7 days, observe carefully. How do you wake up? How do you feel during the day? What's your energy level? Has your mood changed? Has your ability to focus improved? Write down these changes, and here in the comments tell me, which hack did you choose and why? I want to know which one caught your attention the most, which one made the most sense for your current life. Because here's the truth. Your brain was designed for excellence. Millions of years of evolution created this incredible machine that is your mind. You just needed to learn its language, and now you know. Subscribe to the channel now, and remember, this pharmacy never closes. It just depends on you to open the door and use what you learned here. See you in the next video.